Hello beautiful people, wherever you are, welcome back to the G Castle here, and we're going to be starting this kind of the video one-on-one live, and we have much of the things today to talk about because we have much of the meanders and the postcoms of the day. But what we have to talk about is let's go back to the street and make it happen, as much of the people are just locked in and rendemering to make sure that everything is just coming to you live, which is one-on-one. We're going to be making sure that everything is coming to you one-on-one live at the G Castle here, and we're going to be commencement of this kind of the video wherever you're coming from. Thank you very much for you being tuned and locked in, as we're gonna be just starting this kind of the commencement of the video today, as everything is just coming to you live, which is one-on-one. Everything is just happening here very carefragistically good, and you can now check about the G Castle is changing daily, and the change has to change as the change is changing as to have is a change, and making sure that everything is as in concern. Today going to be hiring much of the people here what they are just talking about, because I've ever people asking about talking to, we never know this kind of the people are just working here. Whenever they bring some shenanigans, we're going to spot them direct and we can just talk about them here. Hey, where are you going, man? I'm coming to you. How are you? They're asking for you to speak. Speak it today.
Speak like how? Anything that I can say.
You can greet me.
Okay, how is you? Oh, you're good. Where are you laughing?
So you have already answered my question. So why can't you ask me so as I can answer? What's your name, bro?
My name is Emmanuel.
Emmanuel. So you are good?
Yes.
How is the job, man?
The job is great.
Are you still in high school?
No.
You have kabumneted from school.
Yes.
So right now, have you joined the college or university?
No.
This year you want to be joining?
Yes.
And which course do you want to undertake?
Agriculture and extension.
Yeah. You want to milk?
Yes.
Fantastic. Exactly. Thank you, guys. Everything is so good here, and we are so jovial. Everything is just happening so perpendicularly per unit time, and we're gonna be making sure that everything is coming to you live one-on-one. And guys, to the real effect of the time is gonna be talking about this kind of the effect that is coming today, because I've heard much of the things coming from Mayani, coming from I don't know which, all the postcoms and the osmorons of the day. But what I can talk about is they have to try their best, because they want to be trying. I saw even JT talking about nonsensical things that I'm not included in. So they let them talk, because things have to be spoken. They have to talk about them here. But the real fact, whoever knows that you know that everything how it's just going, come and just face me here. Hey, what are you doing here? Stop it. So what is coming out is I'm not interested with small boys like JT, like the stupid agonitic person is just who is always pregnant here. I'm not interested in such kind of the stories here. Whoever thinks about it has something to tell Gintu, and you have to talk about, oh, you're gonna be aligning Gintu, come and talk about I want to align you. Go and bring such of the police again, because everybody wants to talk about, oh, you're gonna be going to the police. The people are just living near to the police. They have to go and report such kind of the issues here. I'm no longer a person who is just reporting the issues not time. So I go back to where they're needing me. So how am I going to such a kind of a place here? So the real fact of today is we're going to be talking about this is the dairy front yard here, and everything is just happening perpendicularly here. So guys, we are adding much of the decoration, and you can just check about to this kind of the area here. We are adding much of the decoration and the window gutter to make sure that everything is just coming out very fantastic, and they're just making sure that even the house is going to be now looking from the front yard here. It's going to be looking so fantastic, and in a way that much of the people are going to be talking about, oh, Ginto, I like this kind of the stylo. The stylo is styling here, and everything is just running very fantastic here. So we're going to be joining and making sure that everyone is just learning and getting this kind of the criteria and the character, and how the Mudolic area is just taking the shape, and how the G Castle is moving from one zone to another sphere to another space, to make sure that we are just in another level. So as we are just making sure that everything is in concern, let me check about which kind of the duties are we having here for today, and how the duties are being performed, which kind of the categories are we having, which kind of the people are we having here, and how is the work, and why we have just reached in terms of the G Castle here, and let the other people just start where they want to start, so they can just feel it and watch the video, because we are not interested with much of the kabumnations of the hula baloos and shagara reactions and telenovela of the day, because we are no longer in terms of that one, because much of the people want to bring some of the reaction. They think about, oh, Ginto gonna be talking about us, Ginto gonna be talking about us. I'm not interested with a person who is not even who is a camouflage at any time and thinks about, oh, Ginto has to do this one, oh, Ginto has to mention this one. No, everybody you should do. If you think about you can do the reaction and you are in the reaction platform, why do you want Gintu to talk about whatever you can talk about. Go talk about it if you want to talk about it, and go if you want to go and arraign some people. Go and arraign them, because no one is above the law. No one is above the law. So if you want to be talking about, you want to be going to arraign, talk about, oh, there's somebody who is accused, and you have every evidence, go and report the case, because it's not long again to go and do investigation of somebody also every time, and talk about, oh, Gintu has to be there now, this kind of the case will be reported. People will be stupid and fools at the same time. So better everybody to take the reaction. If you know you have spotted somebody has done this, why do you want to bring it to Gintu so they can just report it? And you have a channel and you are reported that Gintu has to report it. You are becoming stupid at the same time. And you have, why can't you report the case and report the issue with the same effect, rather than coming to Gintu and talk about, oh, Gintu has to talk about this kind of the thing, yet you have already spoken and you know about it. If I don't know, you know, sometimes here outside here, some of the people don't use their common obrangata very well. They're just using denominators here, which is the common denominator, which is not maybe pumping the blood to the hypothalamus. That's why they're just coming out with some of the postquams and outcomes of the day. But how we have to talk about this kind of the issues and be handled with a coercive way. Let us everybody rejoin and make sure that you are doing whatever you want to do. If you are a reactor, which kind of the reaction are you doing? If you cannot, and you're talking about, oh, now Gintu has to talk about this kind of the issue, am I the one who is now in the office of the children's office? Am I the one in the children's office? So sometimes much of the people who have to talk about this, I'm talking about, oh, Gintu is talking about the videos who are coming. The videos who are coming, not coming. So sometimes you have to understand how the criteria is going. And if you want to do, now if Gintu was having, oh, the videos were coming, why can't your videos come every time? So sometimes you have much of the people who don't understand the real factual thing of how the things are going. If you know that we are guilty, why can't you go and face and talk about, oh, this kind of the people, they are guilty this way and this way and this way. You are waiting for Gintu to report so as you can talk about, oh, now Gintu, I'm not here to impress somebody and to oppress somebody. I'm just here to make sure that everybody is catered for in terms of making sure that everything is just followed in a systematic way. But this kind of criteria and issues of the day, talking about, oh, this kind of a person is this way, and you are a reactor also, so you have to take the responsibility. It's not only Gintu, because much of the people have ever talked about, oh, Gintu has done this, and done this, and done those. Why couldn't you say that to Mogesi? Why couldn't you spot us and tell us, oh, what is Gintu is this, and that, and this? But the fact is, whenever it comes to the other things, you're talking about, oh, Gintu has to address this kind of an issue. So am I the father of somebody here? So sometimes you have to talk about something which is coming on straight. So when you want to take Gintu to a panel, you have to have the all evidence, collect them, and talk about, now, in this date, I saw you and this and this and this. In this date, I saw this and this and this in Gintu's home. In this date, I can just assure you this is a photo that is showing this and then this has happened to this way. But why are you coming with some empty words and just putting the stomach in front and talking about, and you're having, somebody is having a very surrender face, looking like how can I call it, a porcupine, and is coming to tell us, oh, you understand, oh, and the person is like, the eyes are just popping out like something which is just, you'll think about this kind of, the person is ejecting. You have ever seen a person going for a green lodge? Yeah? Somebody is going for a green lodge, and whenever you're just squatting now to eject, somebody is popping out the eyes like something else. That's how the people are just looking at me right now and thinking about, oh, this is how the things are going to become. Those are just postquams and the osquams of the day. I'm not intimidated with some of the small issues like that. Those are just boys. So whenever I can just talk about is, let everybody deal with this own part. Because they want to talk about, oh, you know, guys, it's just some 2 weeks ago here. Even tomorrow, I'm just going back to the DCI so I can just check on my GoPro here and there. So again, they want to get Gintu again to this kind of the sarcasm again. This is a stupidity of the highest order. And they think about they're going to be staying in this kind of the people to remove money every time. So they want to talk about, oh, Gintu has to get money outside today, tomorrow, so I can just be symphoned. They will wait until Jesus, oh, they will not even Jesus. Jesus is coming. They will wait until the dog will ever brush the teeth. That's the real effect that's going to be coming out. But to the real effect of the time, much of the people should depend on themselves and talk about, oh, this is this. I've ever seen much of the people talking about Gintu every day, every time. It's Gintu in the headline. Gintu in the headline every day. And to the real effect of the time is, what do I mean? They are feeding from me. My name is feeding much of the families too. Because if it's not my name, their children could just be basking like something else. And somebody's talking about this, all of this kind of the shits here. And yet is the person who was ever talking about outside here, oh, you understand, oh, Masubo one, yeah, is eating my wife. Stupidity of the rest. Oh, and somebody's coming out here with their stomach and talking about, oh, eating here. So the real effect of the time is, right now, much of the boys outside there, like YouTubers, they are now in a dry spell. So they are just, they have to be milked outside here. And that's the real effect that's coming out. And to the real point, it's just a warning to this kind of the demagogues here. So the real effect is a small synopsis I'm just giving out. Deal with the pattern. If you know you are a reactor, much of the people in Nyabohans right now, they are reactors. So why do you want to say, oh, Gintu now to say, yet you understand that you can even say, and you have a channel? It's the same thing that you can just tell me that, oh, Gintu, report this and this. Am I the person who is in that kind of the office of reportment here? So the effect is deal with your own pathway. That is the real fact. So if you know you have an evidence, so why do you want to get from Gintu already you have an evidence? For what? Am I your witness? So sometimes, much of the people are just are getting their own a delayment of their brain, and it's just forcing them to have a stupid impact onto your brain side, and they want to be talking about, oh, it has to happen this way, oh, Gintu has to talk about this, Gintu has to talk about this. Right now, my NBI, it has separated. So the reports that are coming, they're coming thrice, twice, some of the so you have to understand this kind of the issues here. So much of the things are always coming out very fantastic. So when everybody has an evidence, somebody's talking about I have an evidence, this and this, yet you want Gintu to talk about what? Yet you have an evidence. Why can't you go forward and say, this is the evidence I have? Why are you waiting for Gintu to come inside? So the effect is deal with your own pathway. So let dry spell not control you. That is the real effect. So back to the G Castle here, because it was a small warning to this kind of the demagogue, so that they can just understand what's really happening to the street and how things are just happening. So get Gintu out of your sight and get Gintu off your mouth. So make sure that everything, or if you want to use Gintu, use it the way you want to use it, because you know you cannot talk about this is the person that has dependent on your name, then I can cut it. No, use it the way you want to use it, because they have to earn something. You have to understand, guys, because here it's a matter of money. People want to earn money, and you understand, much of the people right now, the views are removed, are becoming shenanigans here and there. So when you see much of the people are coming east, west, and south, and becoming to the center again, you have to understand people are looking for the content, and when the content rings that Gintu is involved, Gintu is this way. When I'm training much of the people here, I'm ever giving people a guideline that if you want to do like me, do the way I'm doing. If you go at a person has an ID, talk about a person has an identification card, and a person has been monetized. Why can't you go and demonetize his videos if you want to deal with him simultaneously? So it's like now a person can just come to my home here and talk about, oh, goes to talk to my father and talk about, oh, your son is doing this and this. You'll be stupid, and you'll be told that Gintu has an ID and is an adult already. And what you are just advised to do is go and talk to him directly, because he can understand, because he is dependent on himself. So the real effect is when you want to lure Gintu in this kind of the flabbergastic issues that some of the people are just formulating, so they can just bring some shenanigans, telenovela evolution of something that cannot even evolve. It's just unnecessary in terms of the indeedment of the time. And to the victory of the time, we have to shine, reshine, make it shine. And I think about it much of the people are talking about, why this kind of the people going up every time. So how can we do? Every day we are fighting to make sure that we are fighting for it. Even the reactors on themselves, they're making sure that we are lowered in terms of the number. We are lowered in terms of dignity because of what they think about, why are these people rising? Why are these people going up every time? And we are decreasing in terms of decreasement. So they want to formulate everything to make sure that everybody is decreasing with them. That is the defect that's coming out with this kind of the way forward. But when we start to talk about the reality, how it's coming as a reality every time, the reality always, you can find that much of the people are fighting Gintu, and it's now becoming like now the Gintu of the team of Gintu, the real G team is being targeted. And that's the effect. And it's because they can just check every day. We are having this kind of the work continuing here. Every day we have much of the people doing much of the works here. Even right today, we are just backfilling. This is just the plumbing here ongoing. We have Fundi Duke welding there. We have the top mason doing, talk about the finishing points of the decoration of the house. Talk about, we have the plumber is there. And much of the people that are just around here. And we are just making sure that we are employing so many boys here to work. But a person can just go outside there. He has never given anybody a job. Talk about, oh, come and do even slashing here and get something to go back to school. Right now, I have so many boys who want to go back to school. And they are here. Tomorrow is back to school for them. Talk about the high school students. So they want something small from Gintu. And they are always coming for the job. Today, I was squeezing this kind of the sand to put it together. And Kimber is there playing on top of the sand already here. So the real effect is coming from this kind of the panel. This kind of the concrete, it was no longer available here. So I had to remove it from this kind of the section it was, so they can just go to that panel, so they can just be heaped where it's necessary for itself to depend on itself. Here, exactly, here it is. So here, I've just made sure that this kind of the sand soil, it's fixed together, so as you can just have a very big heap of the sand heaped together, so they can just start the plaster. But somebody's coming. I have just given the boys here. I have another big hole behind the house. It's still being fixed to make sure that we are squeezing back and pulling back the soil, so as you can just have an area exposed, because construction is on the way coming. So when we are just giving and involved in this kind of the jobs here, to give much of the boys to do the job, and right now it's a back to school, and we have much of the students are making their own assessments. Talk about the report, they have to go back with the report. Maybe they were given the homework. So right now I offer much of the Wi-Fi, it's just there. Much of the boys right now, they have books there, they are writing, they are just making sure they are making their notes and finishing points of themselves, and they're making sure that everything is just covered here. And a person is just sitting down talking about the Gintu Gintu is that one. I'm here at home. I don't have Mayani here. I don't have any. So where he is right now, am I responsible for what is he doing? So I don't know where he is. So sometimes when a person is coming, I'm not a person of going out. I'm not that kind of a person. Like right now, it's around what? Let me show you. It's it is 10. It's 16:07. In the evening. I'm shooting the video, it's in the 18th minute coming. So it means that the whole day I'm here to make sure that everything is taking the position the way it is, and controlling, and to know that this is how it should be done, this is how this should be done, and making sure that my things are going on good. But a person is coming from I don't know where, is just speaking some inauspicious things that I cannot even afford. So you want to talk about, oh, Gintu has been in this kind of the team, in this and this. Who told you that I'm the one who is reporting much of the people in the court? Who told you that I'm representing much of the people in the court? Who told you that I'm the one who got the video for Gitriva to go and be arraigned in court? Who told you I'm the one? And the real effect is even himself, he understand who sold him and how did it happen for his own issues to be solved. So sometimes we have to think critically and absolutely correct. Before you come out with a conclusion, we have much of the things to put in the segment as people can just understand and get it very clearly. And this is the real effect of the time. So when I go back to the G Castle, we have already talked about this kind of the opportunity here. So the hall today, it has been opened, and we're going to be closing it because we have the plumbing already ongoing. And we have the hall where it's going to be coming. This is the hall here. It's going to be coming and joining here, but we're going to be having, it's going to be called a manhole there, where you can just see the piping there. And we're going to be making sure that everything is covered in a systematic way. So when we cover the spot here, let me check what's really happening to this kind of the platform here. So back to the G Castle here. Much of the people, welcome back. So we are having here the top mason here. Hello.
Hello.
How are you, mister?
Good.
Everything is good, bro?
Yeah.
So, Buddha, You are smashing me with a spade in my knee. So you're gonna be breaking my leg, man, and you're gonna be taking me to the hospital and you know how I can just talk there? No, I want to be admitted, man, for 15 days. Like corona. Don't worry about that one. So everything is good, bro?
Yeah.
So I see here it is now called how is it now called here? Is it a decoration? Part of the decoration and part of the gutter to make sure that it's just preventing much of the splash water accessing the window, or whenever water can just splash from the upper there, not to access the window or make a window a passway of water. Exactly, so it can just be not affected much of the water and to this kind of the fantastic window that's just placed onto this kind of the panel here as we just access to another area. So what I mean is what we are just doing here, it's the same, and we're gonna be bringing out a very outshining thing. This is how it's gonna be looking like. So I'm just not having a very good view from this kind of the panel, so you can just see. So this is how it's gonna be looking at the back side of this kind of the G castle here. So and the real effect of the time is we are trying to make it happen because we have much of the things to do here and redo and outdo. So the plumbing is already ongoing here, and we can see much of the piping is here. They're gonna be we talk about here, gonna be fixed with much of the soil with the combined with much of the cement here, so you can just have this kind of the pipes prevented very safely because we have bentrays here. You can see bentray is there, and they're gonna be dealing with them simultaneously and circumferentially here. So let me prevent them before things get worse here. So the doors today is closing and opening, and it is very sharp. Wow, fantastic. You can just check, guys, here. So the door is coming out and in. So it's the G. So this for the jikoni. Jikoni is the kitchen. Exactly. So we are having this kind of the session here. It's very, very fantastic here. So as I get in, and it's hot here. Yeah. Gonna be greased, bro?
Yeah.
Fantastic here. Yeah, we have this one. Okay, this one here, man, is looking. Yeah, man, you're gonna be greased, or oiled? Which one is the best? Grease, exactly. What do you want?
No, I want to take my grinder.
Or your grinder? Yeah, you have the panel here. Yeah. Are you doing good, man?
I'm doing good.
So I have a little question here.
Yeah,
introduce. I'm not seeing you, man. Come this side, so I can just see you. So are you doing good?
Right, yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah,
man. Always together here to make sure that everything is just taking the position here.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself, bro.
I'm Fundi Duke.
Exactly.
And today I democratized the G castle to make sure that I deal with the locks.
Oh.
But we have come with another idea which is a bit sounding good.
Yeah.
That we are still having masons are moving in and out.
Yeah,
moving in
exactly.
And out. So,
because we are remaining with a plaster,
yeah.
And they will be closing, opening, closing,
not,
opening.
Not only the plaster, even the gypsum.
The
Yeah,
gypsum
so
boards,
we have
yeah.
so many masons and also the fundis who make the gypsum.
What are gonna be coming inside?
Yeah, so
exactly.
we have many of them, and when they are using frequently, it is easier for the locks to get spoiled. Yeah.
To get spoiled.
Yeah. So
do you mean that they are easily to spoil? Where did we buy them then?
Not they are easily to spoil, but we prevent.
Or that
we are
damage.
told that prevention is better than cure. So we don't want to cure or go and buy new ones. Let's just prevent, because that movement is too much, more than the time you will be using yourself. You are inside or your wife is inside.
Your wife?
Just coming. Yeah, your wife. You can't use the big house like this.
Who told you I cannot use it myself?
You can't use it
Who
yourself,
told
my
you?
brother.
I
No.
will have maids.
No.
Who told you I cannot
Okay,
use it?
let me use the maid then. You and the maid, you are just inside.
No,
there doing your
use the maid. You have said use the maid. Why are you using again?
I'm using you and the maid.
No, use
so
the maid.
Two.
Say whoever you will be using. Say the maid whenever you want to be locking
I
and
don't want to
offlocking.
use too many people. I want to use only more than one by one. Either 2 people or 3 people. You, your wife, and your maid. Or you, your wife, and your kid.
Akiamungu, you are interested with the wife.
Bro. Or you are not functioning.
Everybody in Africa, I understand. Everybody is interested with their wife. I understand. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. So so the frequency.
The frequency.
No, it's not called the frequency. The frequency now. Are we in the radio?
Even
the frequentment.
The freak.
An act of doing. The act of frequent is
The act
frequencyization.
Hey, now you are just leaving me at that frequency.
Frequentment. we have a verb and we have an adverb.
No, I don't want to go back to school.
Yeah, I understand. That's why the statement has to be put correctly. Yeah. So the frequentment of opening and closing the door is time. What will be luring it to have a damage before things get to the real point. Yeah. Before even the G will be just put some tiles here. We'll be talking about fully Duke. Come and replace it.
Accidentally, even the ladder, even now the plaster, they will put the ladder, and accidentally the ladder can
kick it, that kind
can
of
come down
lock.
Or can fall and
hit the lock.
And
it can bring some shenanigans.
The lock is too expensive.
The lock is too expensive. I understand it. For money. The metal, too expensive.
Let everything, even the paint, they paint. Then it is just doing touch-ups. If I touch here or I use this point, that small paint cannot cost you a lot of money instead of going and buying the whole thing. So let everybody finish because I'm in the area. Now I'm going even the sliding windows.
No, where you are going?
Yeah, I'm going nowhere. I'm in Nyabohanse.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm in Nyabohanse.
I thought about now I have to look for another house here.
No.
I'm not going
No, I'm coming from around.
Yeah.
And I don't
say that way.
I'm coming from around and I don't want to sleep in other people's homes. I don't want to sleep in other people's homes. I sleep in my own house.
Oh, you want now? Now you have decided. Say, I have decided I will never sleep to people's houses. And I'll ask you whenever you go to Nairobi, where do you want to sleep? That will be my question.
Okay. I don't want to sleep in your place if there is no a wedding or something going.
You are interested with marriage, my friend. Kick out that kind of the marriage out of your mouth. Okay. Say about before the G Castle can be opened here. So before the G Castle will be opened, or talk about any
even when the G Castle will be opened, I'll come here, I'll eat, and I'll go back.
Haki ya Mungu. Eating and marriage. Haki ya Mungu. No problem.
Okay, guys.
Introduce yourself.
This Fundi Duke here.
Yeah, man.
Go check me out. I'm a content creator and also a fabricator. Go check me out. Check me on my YouTube channel by the name
Fundi Duke, Fundy Duke.
Yeah, road to 5,000 guys. Take me there.
Road to 5,000 subscribers here. Thank you very much for
Fundi Duke. And also road to be monetized.
Say you are chasing the watch hours.
Watch
time hours.
Yeah. So guys, consider watching the videos.
Yeah, man.
Show love.
Democratize them to this one of the video.
I'm almost there. I showed you.
You showed me. You are moving califragistically well.
Yeah.
And you are moving fantastically. So let's engage in and support my friend here. And I don't see him very correctly due to unconditional circumstances of the brightness.
We are wearing white and we are.
Oh, you are reflecting this kind of.
Let's go inside.
This way. But everything's so good, bro. So keep it tuned, keep it locked, and much of the things will be coming. Everything is small. Everything is small, and that's why I always talk about tomorrow is another day, and everything gonna be sealed. And God knows He's not wearing a shot. He understands that your day is today or tomorrow. If it is tomorrow but one, He's gonna be making you to suffer today, so you can just talk about, am I going to make it? Whenever you say about no, tomorrow is another day. Let me go for it. And that's what much of the people don't know. They're just coming out to tell us, oh, you understand ABC, you have seen what is now roaming outside here. People are just talking whatever they don't even understand. And
very stupid things.
And they're just putting into inside. Am I the one doing the cucumberization here? And
for other people, surely.
I'm not even in understanding.
Are you the one who is going to now say that I want to just put for you this sheet and bed sheet and
you never say about to put the sheet again. Am I going to take it and put it inside for somebody?
That one is also there. But,
the spreadsheet.
The spreading the bed sheet. Yeah.
I'm not the one.
Somebody to come and you also say that this one is not enough for you.
Let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing. One thing. Whenever people see that even you right now, I'm telling you as a fact, and you'll see it. coming very soon. Whenever you will monetize, start getting views that they will just think that they are flabbergasted, and they'll just be disgusted that, oh, why is the Fundi Duke? We never knew that we'll ever reach this spot. Yeah. And we never expected this kind of the person to do this. They'll come back to you. They'll formulate any kind of a volument to make sure that just taking you down. That's the fact. So to the real effect is understand that whoever, even the reactors, whenever you hear that is a reactor, never trust that kind of a person. I'm telling you that for free. Never trust. It's today you are talking. You will talk about, you know, I'm just going there, I'm doing this and this. Gintu, you know, man, is always doing the construction there. Yeah, he's having money. The pocket is always full here and there. So at the end, when you just talk about, now let me do my own things here and there, they'll now come and talk about, you understand, Gintu, oh, you are telling us about this and this. Now maybe will be me and him, a friend. So he'll be talking about, oh, you know, this kind of the person. It will be there. And they will have to talk and re-talk and auto-talk. Because that is the time they have been given and they have to make it. So to the real effect is, those are just called, let us put just blunt ears. And we talk about those are just horse airs. Talk about cold horse airs coming out. To the real effect is, let everybody carry his own blades. Carry your own luggage.
Carry your own...
Even there's a person who came and talked about one of the songs here. Do you understand the song?
Huh? I was here.
Do you know that song of Munish? It's called Munish or Kiande? Kiande? Huh? Kila mtu atabeba mzigo wake. Everybody will carry your own luggage.
Is it Munish or
Munish or Kiande?
There is somebody
Kiande. Kiande.
Kila mtu ataubeba mzigo wake.
Everybody will carry your own luggage. That's the effect. And much of the people are always coming to make sure that, oh, because they have come from this, or they have just been helped with this, and it's because they have not helped anyone. They're just feeling jealousy that why them? Why couldn't I be? And what I can tell them is, you have a space. Go, come, talk to Gintu, and I can just understand you. I'm not that kind of a person who can talk about, oh, Gintu is bad this way, Gintu is this. Come talk to Gintu. If you want to find Gintu where I am, just talk about, don't even ask Gintu, are you going to be coming? Take a motorbike, run to my home here, come and meet me. Say about, hey, bro, today I don't have a video, this and this, but I want you to talk. We can talk, and we can just have a very conducive environment, and we can just discuss whatever you want. And that is the real effect. But don't talk about, oh, because of this, because of that one, because of much of the people have come from behind, they're now intruding to the content and making it so passionate, and they're making it in live. You're talking about, oh, they have to be defaulted, they have to be brought down, and because of the stupidity of just their own, we can call it a dry spell. A person is having a dry spell of a day, of 2 days, because maybe some 2-3 things has happened to his wife, and maybe it's a periodic table they have just already formulated to their house. They're now coming out to tell us, oh, you know, and maybe he went to seduce somebody, and the somebody refused. They're talking about, now I have to deal with you circumphoniously. We have that kind of the reaction. And to the real effect of the time is, I'm going to be dealing with it simultaneously. Those are just small boys. A person having a stomach and a flat buttocks. So what is kind of a person is that one? So that's just an awkward and a flabbergastic person. Let us not be intimidated with small boys like those ones. And I see another person who is having some eyes popping out like a frog, coming to tell us, oh, you know, whenever it could be this way, Gintu could be. Why put only Gintu inside? Why can't you talk yourself that I'm a reactor? Let me now react upon this kind of the issue. But you have to put Gintu, because am I who told you I'm just the legend of this kind of the issues here?
Even I think the sister, our sister knows everything. She was here.
Imagine.
Our sister knows everything. Why can't she say it, or she don't know to say it?
I'm just wondering about this kind of the issues here. They have to happen because of much of the people are just as compromising themselves to make it happen. Let's put much of the thoughts inside, and I'm going to be making sure that I'm just standing around so they can give you much of the response and what's happening to the GCAS. So thank you very much, bro. Thank you for your work, and make sure that everything is happening. I've given you this kind of a recruity, and make sure that the kurutu is recruited very fantastic. Bentley, how are you? Fine. You are good? Hey, you are now kurutu. So what are you doing here? Playing.
He's putting the stopper for the door. If the door is coming this way,
we're gonna be putting a stopper. Yeah, it's called Bentley Masinde Muliro University. He's here, making sure that everything is so fantastic. I have another gentleman here. I think gonna be talking about Icheo Irionade. Wachane. The people who doesn't know this kind of the language is a Luo, Nilotic language. Fantastic. And you are coming from fish or the other people?
Fish.
Oh, you are a fisherman. So how is everything? How did you come out to do plumbing yet you are a fisherman? Or it's a side job?
They normally say it. When you want to enjoy something,
move out.
Yes. And you cannot enjoy thing at your place.
Okay. Yeah. You cannot enjoy. Who told you? When you marry, do you get out or you bring her home?
You marry. Can you marry your sister?
That's what I'm asking you. Yeah. Whenever you marry, you bring her home?
No.
You don't bring her home?
You bring her home.
And don't you enjoy when she's at home?
You will enjoy.
So you have to go out for another enjoyment?
To search for?
So what do you mean whenever you have to go out? You mean that you have to do... You know here you have to rectify the statement very well. Say that if you want to make sure that you are making things to become a man, you want to become a man, go out. Because don't depend on the parent.
Man can die outside.
One can die outside there. Yeah. That's called a warm-blooded. Cold and hot-blooded. Something like that one. So you are now out.
I'm out.
Where is your home specifically? How many kilometers?
Something like 30.
30 kilometers. 30 kilometers. So you are outside here to just shake. Something called, not this one. It is called a proverb called, I want to go out and shake the matchbox and feel how many matchsticks are inside. That's what you are doing.
Yes.
Fantastic. So you are shaking the work. So the shaking is making sure that the plumbing is done very fantastic. I like to see young men enjoying and making their own money rather than talking about Ginto every time here and there. The effect is here. So you are making money here to make sure that everybody you can even enjoy your own money and talk about you are free. Yeah?
Yes.
Exactly. That's the life we need here. And that's the very fantastic. I congratulate you, bro. Make it happen because tomorrow is another
day.
Thank you very much. We have much of the things to happen here. Sasa nimemaliza nimebaki na dakika 4. Baki na dakika 4 niko 36 here. Even Duke is bringing me, thank you very much. He's bringing me this one so I can just put the GoPro, but due to unconditional circumstances I'm remaining with 3 minutes here. So I have to hold it this way and talk about thank you very much for the Duke here. So you see much of the people understand and they get it. What is making Gintu not to move very high Tasket and Kibabidon Hill Selassie style here is this one here. But you have to understand. But I'm gonna be having tomorrow is another day. I'm gonna be going to the DCI to make sure that I'm getting my GoPro. If it will not be coming, because I've heard that it's 50-50, I have to talk about things want to happen the way they're gonna be coming. Tomorrow I'm gonna be landing there and to make sure that if I'm gonna be given, thank you to the living God. If I'm not to be given, I'm gonna be talking about this is the postcoms of the day and the meanders of the river, and they have to accompany them and talk about we have to get forward despite even the river has some meanders, but it flows where we want to meet. It is onto the ocean, to the sea, to everywhere. Maybe the dam, maybe the everything. Talk about the lakes there. So what we need is even if we have accusations, intimidations, what we need is the projects to go forward. Whether they talk, they don't talk, they oscomarize, they postcomarize, the G Castle is the product. This is what we want to make sure that it's moving from one place to another and to get forward. So let me get into another panel here so I can just check what is really happening here. So as I can just check, we have much of the drainage here, and we're gonna be having this kind of the pipings to be done here. Very fantastic, and that's what I have to be here so as everything will be just taken in a condition that is very, very fantastic here. So as you can just see, they have much of the things just getting to the real brim point of this kind of the panel. And this was another work that I gave much of the boys here to make sure that they're just doing it with their own perfection. Because all of this kind of the sun, talk about the maram, it was heaped into this kind of the site. So we want to make sure that this site is rectified, and we want to make sure that we are starting to rebuild and build this kind of the water tank to make sure that everything is just getting to the fantastic area. So we had to remove everything here, and this is the work of much of the boys who are coming to talk about Ogintu. I need something small so as I can just go back to school, transport money, to buy a pen, to buy a book, because they have much of the things to do. That's what I'm just giving much of the boys, small boys, to I can just do this kind of the job here, and everything will just be moving very simultaneously and very califragistically good. And we are moving, everything is just moving so extremely good. And the G Castle is moving. That's what we are just talking about every time, that everything has to move with its own time and make it happen. So we are just landing to another panel. Let me go to the top here so I can just see people in an aerial manner. That's the real fact here. Wow, we have so many things here. They're just making sure that let me not slap. Maybe these are electrified. I can just be shocked like something else here, and I find myself going up like a bird. Are you good, man?
I'm good.
I see you are discussing, or you are discussing to hit me like something else. Maybe you are discussing, and you are putting me. Am I safe to pass here?
You are free.
Oh, you understand, you are talking about you came to look for work. A work is a work, man. You can be sent to talk about, hey, bro, let me deal with you circumphoniously. And you can deal with it. Exactly. Guys, we are at the rooftop here to make sure that we are just discussing and knowing what is really happening to this kind of the flat roof here. And everything is just going on good, and everything is just put onto the segment that, pop, this is how we're going to be getting forward here. So everything is just looking so good here, and even whenever it's going to be raining, there's no much of the effect that's going to be affecting us here. And we have just already seen it, and we are just at the finish point of making sure that we are just finishing up this kind of everything that's just kept holded onto the top here. I can see even a person has just left here a phone. Akia Mungu. The phone's here. Yeah, man. Hello. Somebody has left here phone, exactly. And to make sure that everything is just very good here, we are just looking forward to make sure that we are making it happening today and today. So everyone is being locked and tuned in, just respecting much of your love and keeping tuned, because we have to talk whatever. It's always bring some of the things that cannot bear with our own circumstances, because I cannot be placed in a way that somebody can just talk about it's only this way, this way, this way, this way, and talk about, oh, this way, or that way, or this way. But I understand, because we have much of the subscriber, whoever put much of I got that kind of talk about the chats, how they were being chatted from Mogesi to this other person. And it was, I think it was Walter, something like that one, white man, and he put it onto his own post and talked about this and then this. But the real effect is we have this kind of the challenges of much of the people are just Googling to know this is happening. So why are much of the people putting me into the scenario whereby I rectified much of the things and I introduced much of the people? And people are talking about, oh, Gintu, this kind of the people are just living into your home, when I'm just having 3 rooms here. One is mine. Another one is for Sigano, talk about Sigano, and the person who is talk about the guy who is staying at my home here, who is an orphan. And also we have the one room which is meant for my sister, and the other rooms is for my father, because the room that I was living is just out of this kind of the brim point. But a person is coming to talk about, because much of the ladies are being coming to your home there. Who is just kind of a lady? Can you give me a small video that was showing that, oh, this is a lady, this day, this date, this date, this date. Some people are just coming out to slanderize just information that they don't even understand. And one can just go frontier that, okay, let's go to the police and just accuse this kind of the issues, how they're just coming. We'll just find that they're just living in a very horrible area. Because I'm no longer imagining that a person can just marry and coming to tell you that, oh, you understand, man, you know, I have just married. Will you talk about, let me go and see your wife? You will be stupid. You talk about, congratulations, bro, you have married? Yeah. So it's my own rule. Am I the parent to talk about, let me see which kind of he has a parent who has to make sure that everything is so fantastic. So why do you want to drag into this kind of the issues and talk about, oh, Gintu is not speaking about it? I've never met her anywhere, and I have never gone to Mayani's home apart from the way he was just doing the maize plantation only. That was the point, and that was the point that I told him, stay at my home and I can give you a focus. And when he got the focus, he went, because he gained what he has to gain. So some people are just coming out with much of the things that are not even necessary to the deal. If you know this kind of person has an identification card, and Mayani is living very near to the police station, and talk about the other goon is living near to the police station, Gintu is living 500 meters from the police. Who is who to offer this kind of the services? And the person has already, is because of the dry spell, is just loitering to people's homes and talking about going to be talking to much of the ladies who are just into their homes, and is coming to tell us that Gintu is part of the program. You are very stupid at the same time. So sometimes, again, and you are just a reactor. React upon it. Don't drag Gintu. Put it into the focus. Bring whatever you think about you're going to be going to the court. Get it to the court. Do whatever you want to do, because you are always a reactor. Me, I'm now making sure that this kind of the people who are now focused in terms of education, I'm promoting them with much of the essential, we can talk about essential things that they can just lure them, or talk about essential equipment that will lure them to continue studying in school. Not to be dragged with this kind of the dragments outside here, like a person who is very awkward. Keep it on, keep it locked, subscribe, like, share, comment, and we make it happen. Let's level it up. This is our time, and let us make it our time. This is the end.